Michael Baldwin and the War Between Two Worlds. In the dramatic and tense developments taking place in Genoa City, Michael Baldwin is once again forced into a difficult situation, caught between two opposing forces, and forced to make extreme decisions. Known as a sharp lawyer, Michael is not only an important person in maintaining justice and protecting the interests of the big families in the city, but also a loyal friend and trusted ally. However, when Victor Newman's dark plans begin to be revealed, Michael is faced with the most difficult choice of his life. Caught between the Newman and Abbott families, Michael has always been loyal to Victor Newman, who has helped him rebuild his career and regain his boss's trust after his past mistakes. However, this loyalty also comes at a high price. As Victor begins to become entangled in dark plots and acts of brutality, Michael finds himself caught between two worlds. The Newman family, with its ruthless ambitions and strategies, and the Abbott family, where his beloved Diane is a vital part of his life. Michael has always believed that friendship is the most precious thing, and he does not want to betray Diane, with whom he has shared so many difficult moments. But his loyalty to Victor leads him to work for a boss who will stop at nothing to achieve his goals. Feeling pulled to both sides, Michael realizes that he will have to make bold decisions if he wants to avoid being dragged deeper into the mire of these power games. Lauren Fenmore and the unceasing fear. The tension in the Baldwin household becomes even more serious when Michael's wife, Lauren Fenmore, begins to notice changes in her husband's behavior. She becomes increasingly concerned about the chaos that Michael will face if he doesn't act quickly. Lauren is a strong, intelligent woman, but fear begins to take over as she sees Michael drifting away and getting pulled into problems she can't control. Lauren knows that once Michael is completely caught up in Victor's plans, there will be no escape for him. Victor's actions could push Michael past the point of no return, and Lauren doesn't want to see her husband hurt either physically or emotionally. Her fears grow as she realizes that this chaos could come in May, when a major event could happen and everything will fall into chaos. Audra and the Dark Conspiracy. While Michael and Lauren struggle with their family issues, another important figure, Audra, is also plotting to lure Kyle Abbott into a vulnerable position. Audra is not one to be taken lightly. She knows how to exploit the weaknesses of others and is always ready to act to achieve her goals. If Audra's plan succeeds, she will leave Kyle facing an unforeseen situation. The question is whether Kyle will be able to recognize the danger and escape Audra's plot before it's too late. Either way, this incident will certainly have serious consequences and may change the Abbott family's situation once again. Claire and the relationship with Victor. In another development, Claire, a new member of the Newman family, will face a shocking truth about her grandfather, Victor. While Claire is still full of hope for what her grandfather can do for her, she will soon discover the dark plots that Victor has been carrying out all this time. The question is whether Claire will be deceived once again, or will she stand up and fight against her grandfather? While Claire may not want to believe what she is discovering, the undeniable truths will force her to face difficult choices. Claire will certainly be hurt in the process, and once the truth is revealed, she may realize that Victor cannot be trusted anymore. She will have to make bold decisions if she wants to protect herself and her family. The final verdict. Dark conspiracies, betrayals, and a struggle between loyalty and justice will soon bring Michael into a tense confrontation with Victor Newman. With the help of Lauren and her loyal friends, will Michael be able to stand up and expose Victor's crimes? Or will he continue to be drawn into his boss's spiral of power and ambition? One thing is for sure, there is no easy path for Michael in the coming events. He will have to choose between protecting his family and friends, or continuing to serve Victor's dark purposes. Regardless, Michael's decision will determine not only his future but also that of the Newman, Abbott, and Baldwin families. Michael Baldwin and the battle between loyalty and justice in the world of intrigue and betrayal. On The Young and the Restless, one of its most notable characters, Michael Baldwin, is facing a major internal crisis. He is being pushed to his limits by the brutal schemes of Victor Newman, a man to whom he has devoted allegiance. Recent events are putting Michael in a very difficult position, where he must choose between his loyalty to the Newman family, his long-standing friendship with Diane Jenkins, and the justice he has always worshipped. A hard choice, loyalty or justice? Michael Baldwin is not a man who changes his mind easily. Over the years, he has proven himself to be a talented lawyer and loyal, not only to his profession but also to those he considers friends. But as time goes on, he finds himself caught in a dilemma. When Victor Newman, the man he has served for years, continues to carry out his dark schemes, Michael faces a difficult question: can he remain loyal to Victor, or will he stand up to him and expose Victor's crimes? On the one hand, Michael does not want to betray his friendship with Diane Jenkins. Their relationship has been through a lot, and Diane has always been there for him when he needs it. However, maintaining this relationship puts Michael in a difficult position as he must still serve Victor. His loyalty to his boss has helped him regain Victor's trust after his past mistakes, but is this loyalty worth it when it means he has to ignore Victor's illegal actions? While the friendship with Diane is an important factor in Michael's life, it can also become a factor that disrupts everything. If Michael provides evidence of Victor's crimes to Diane and Jack Abbott, it will certainly have a serious impact on the development of the Newman family, as well as causing Victor to face irreparable problems. Because even though Michael is a loyal person, he cannot ignore the wrongs caused by his boss. To the limit, Michael is caught between two families. Michael, a man who used to be calm and rational, is now torn between the two most powerful families in Genoa City: the Newman family and the Abbott family. This creates an inevitable tension in his mind. Although Victor has always been the one to help and protect Michael, he cannot ignore the unrighteous actions that Victor is doing. But once Michael decides to stand up to Victor, he will not only confront a powerful boss, but also the Newman family, whom he has known and been close to for a long time. Diane and Jack Abbott have always been close friends of Michael, and he knows that if he gives them evidence of Victor's schemes, it will put the Abbotts in a strong position in their fight against the Newmans. However, this is not easy, because betraying Victor will cost Michael. Not only will he lose Victor's trust, but he may also put himself in a dangerous situation. Lauren Fenmore and Michael's fear of the future. Lauren Fenmore, Michael's loving wife, cannot help but worry as she sees her husband getting into trouble with no way out. Although Lauren is a strong and independent woman, she cannot help but feel uneasy as Michael is increasingly pushed into stressful and dangerous situations. She fears that if Michael does not act soon to stop Victor, he will be drawn into a spiral out of control. Lauren is not only worried about her husband's safety, but also about the stability of their family. If Michael fails to save Victor before it's too late, the consequences he faces could affect not only himself, but also his loved ones, including Lauren and the children. The arrival of Audra and a new plot. While Michael is still struggling with difficult decisions, a new threat is approaching. Audra, a cunning and deceitful character, seems to have a plan to lure Kyle Abbott into a vulnerable position. With her cunning and ability to infiltrate important relationships, Audra is becoming a great threat to the Abbott family. Although she always appears friendly and trustworthy, what she really wants is an arrangement that benefits her. With her evil plans gradually revealed, will Kyle be able to recognize Audra's plot and escape her clutches? Although Kyle may not see the full danger, it is certain that the decisions he makes in the coming time will have serious consequences for himself and the Abbott family. Clare and the Newman family secret. One of the next big shocks in this story is that Clare, Victor's granddaughter, may discover the dark plot that her grandfather is carrying out. Known to be very loyal to the Newman family, Clare will have to face the truth that her beloved grandfather may be the culprit in many scandals. Although she does not want to believe it, undeniable events will gradually change Clare's view of Victor. With the secrets about to be exposed, Clare may have to make a painful decision. Continue to trust her family or expose the dark plot that Victor has worked so hard to hide? Although Clare may not want to hurt her family, the truth will never be buried forever. Conclusion: a relentless war. Michael Baldwin is now facing a life-and-death choice between loyalty and justice. Every decision he makes will not only affect his own life, but also the future of those around him. Will he be able to expose Victor's crimes and free himself from the shadow of the Newman family, or will he continue to choose loyalty to his boss, knowing full well that this could cost him everything? All will gradually be revealed in the upcoming episodes, as intrigue, betrayal, and painful choices will determine the fate of the characters on The Young and the Restless. Lily receives mysterious gifts and secrets unfold. Lily Winters finds herself unexpectedly caught in a web of intrigue and secrets. As she continues her investigation into the hidden truths surrounding her family and business, she begins receiving mysterious gifts, each more cryptic than the last. These gifts, seemingly innocuous at first, come with messages that spark her curiosity, leaving her wondering who is behind them and what they truly signify. Lily has always been a driven and intelligent woman, but recently, she has become increasingly aware of the murky waters around her. She is actively seeking out confidential information, hoping to uncover the truths that others want to keep buried. Her main lead comes from Audra Charles, a woman who works closely with Victor Newman, someone Lily knows she can use to get the answers she needs. Audra, while charming, is not without her own secrets, and Lily suspects she may be hiding something much bigger than she lets on. Lily's instincts tell her that Audra is playing a game of her own, and she's determined to find out exactly what role she's playing in Victor's grand scheme. As the mystery deepens, it becomes clear that Lily has a hidden story of her own, one that she has yet to reveal to the world. This story, a well-guarded secret, will soon come to light, and it could very well change the course of events for Lily and those around her. The question remains, how will this new revelation affect her position in the ever-evolving power dynamics of Genoa City? Meanwhile, Damian, a man who has openly pursued Lily for quite some time, suddenly shifts gears. His previous, overt attention toward her takes on a more mysterious and elusive tone, adding another layer of confusion to Lily's already turbulent life. It's odd, even for him, to make such a drastic change, so what exactly is he up to now? And why is he adopting this strange new persona? As Lily digs deeper, she encounters whispers about a man known only by the mysterious alias Aristotle. Is he truly someone who cares for Lily, or is there more to his intentions than meets the eye? The rumors swirl around this figure, but Lily remains uncertain, unsure whether to trust her gut instincts or the carefully constructed image this man presents. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, there is more to the story than just Lily's search for answers. Speculation has begun circulating about the possible return of Kane Ashby, a character deeply connected to Lily's past. If these rumors are true, it could mean that a familiar face will soon enter the picture, complicating matters even further for Lily. How will Kane's return affect the dynamics between Lily, Damian, and the rest of the people in her life? It's a question that will soon have an answer, one that could turn everything Lily thought she knew upside down. Amidst all this drama, Victor Newman, ever the puppet master, has his own surprises in store for Nikki. However, what seems like a genuine gesture for Nikki is nothing more than a diversion, a carefully crafted distraction designed to keep her off balance while Victor's more pressing plans involving Audra continue to unfold. Victor is always one step ahead, and in this instance, he's using Nikki's trust to further his own ambitions. In the ever-turbulent world of the young and the restless, secrets, deception, and the pursuit of power are constant companions. Lily finds herself at the center of a storm that threatens to unravel everything she's worked for, and with the arrival of new characters and the return of familiar faces, there's no telling how this web of intrigue will ultimately unfold. The game has only just begun, and the stakes have never been higher.